Thunderclap.
Right.
Light it up, light it up, light it up.
Give thanks.
You know, you could blaze it now.
Yeah, well,
We could blaze it. I mean,
well,
we could blaze it.
we give him
So blaze the thing.
you know.
You understand?
Progress, and we giving thanks,
Give thanks for the decade.
the decade,
We still here. We still
We're
here.
still here, all years, and it's
was
a
a-
nice, it's a nice vibe.
it's a nice feeling.
I feeling a nice vibes.
Yeah, man.
Moving into a real transformative kind of vibe going into
The
next-
20s.
the 20s,
Plenty for 20.
plenty for 20.
What you
I mean,
saying?
everything is everything.
This decade was a trip, though.
Eesh.
Real things.
Right.
I would say, this decade that gone here from 2010 to 2019
Yeah,
was the one where we really saw that shift.
yeah,
That shift that was brought about by the internet and so on.
yeah.
It really took its strongest hold and cemented itself this decade because, I mean, the internet has been around since the 90s,
Right.
for in commercial purposes
Yeah,
in
yeah,
homes
yeah,
and
yeah.
so on. I would say in Trinidad, it only really caught on in the early 2000s.
2000 is what? You was in school then?
Yeah, I was in NAPS from
NAPS?
98 to 2005.
I think I had started UE that time.
You were around 2005,
Yeah.
around there when I would have finished.
Yeah. So
yeah.
so we'd have probably now be in A levels or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you think about it back then, we didn't really have internet. I mean, we had dial up.
No,
with the
dial-up.
phone and the
That is what it had.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
And I
yeah.
mean, a thief and password and things.
Yeah,
who have the unlimited password?
Yeah,
boy,
yeah, that's right,
for,
that's
the,
right, that's
the,
right.
The school, somebody
Yeah,
school
yeah,
password,
yeah.
thing.
Everybody was with uTorrent.
Right.
You had uTorrent, LimeWire.
Yeah.
You know, LimeWire, you download all the songs. you
These
understand?
youths today don't know
Nah,
the
they know about
struggle.
that. Yeah, they-
just go on YouTube and
Yeah,
press
yeah,
play.
yeah, everything.
Right?
Yeah.
You had to go and spend hours
Yeah.
looking for the song you want and then hope it's really the song you're downloading. Because
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you put
'Cause the
on the
name-
song too,
Yeah.
you're hearing something in Japanese.
Yeah. And then your whole computer get a virus
I've
by
been
that
tricked.
time. Yeah.
Right? And then,
Yeah. You get a virus, right?
And like the advent of smartphones, Trinidad,
Yeah.
we always talk about,
It had phone now?
third world.
I didn't have phone in A levels.
Third world status, but for third
It
world
had me
people,
too. It had me too.
when it comes to the popularity of
Yeah.
the smartphone, it's
Yeah.
everywhere.
True,
I
true,
don't
true,
think there's more than probably 2% of people
Yeah.
with non-smartphones in
But
Trinidad.
if you think about it, that only really start.
And that's a random
2005.
figure. Yeah, I just making up that.
Yeah. That is like 2005, kind of
Yeah,
middle of the year. in
Well,
UE,
that's when I
final
start
year.
UE. So I tell you, I
Yeah.
feel like if my life almost is just milestones hitting the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Because
yeah. True.
when I started UE now is iPhone and thing.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
out
yeah,
here
yeah,
now when
yeah.
I start to work now is Facebook on mainstream. So now I see
True.
now I
Facebook
see-
started in my second year in UE.
Yeah,
I
and
think,
like 2007.
because everything was
around
MySpace
there.
before. I was never on the MySpace.
Right,
so,
and even in Facebook, my name on Facebook,
Yeah.
right? Which I mean, people know me by Qatar,
Yeah.
but the Ramchani is not really my
Yeah,
real name.
right.
But it's a name I put for kicks because
Yeah.
anything online, the high five, the
Right,
MySpace,
right.
the forums,
Yeah.
right? The ICQ, the
Right,
MSN.
right.
It was a very light-hearted
MSN.
thing. It wasn't that it
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
be you, your avatar and thing didn't have to
Yeah,
be you.
yeah, yeah.
So I was looking at it from that perspective, like, Facebook, is a cool scene,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
I ain't gonna put my real name, not lame,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like, little did I know, Facebook would become so
Yeah.
like mainstream and
Yeah.
so like second nature to the human race that
Yeah.
it is almost as if that is another representation of your identity.
Yeah.
So like the fact that I don't have my name on Facebook could cause me
Yeah.
to get in trouble and things. now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
well, it evolved into much more now because back then, I mean, MySpace and Facebook was a girls thing, and that you're going to get girls. You know what I mean? That is what
That-
you know.
I
what
think-
I
I
mean?
think- I-
well,
I think-
what else would you go on
I think
Facebook
now,
for? You know?
now people run from
No.
Facebook because it's old people on it.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
now
a
there's
different thing. Is
TikTok.
IG, TikTok.
Right.
TikTok is the big thing right now. You know,
and it's
so
big
I
with
see.
people who are under the age, I would say 18.
That's right. That's right.
You
that's
know,
right.
like
that's
you have
right.
to be 18, 16 and under
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
be TikToking
but-
hardcore.
but-
to be
True.
like in the culture.
True.
Because I tell you, I put on TikTok and I feel like my brain spells dying.
Yeah,
Because like
because it's 30 seconds intense. Everybody,
No,
you know,
but-
and,
and it's
is
like-
what
it's like this-
right now. Everything is the coke and the Mentos, and you put it on and
it's
dies.
It's
Yeah.
dancing.
Well,
It's singing the song in the face of the camera.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all these things that before
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
think were like valid
Yeah.
as people will do everybody doing it, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that is where the culture is at now.
True.
And and me not wanting to be left behind. I have my
Yeah.
little TikTok account.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
thing,
yeah. True,
but
true.
I don't.
That's right. That's
I,
right.
I don't really have nothing to post
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really know the dances. I don't really know the songs. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's such a interesting thing to see how much the smartphone has changed
Affected.
culture in the world and in Trinidad. Because now,
Yeah.
you know, with the recording of the fights in schools,
Yes, yes, yes,
the,
yes, yes,
the,
yeah.
the recording of the mishaps
yeah.
on the street,
It
you
introduced
see
a different
I see a
dimension.
piper pick up a steel post
Right.
and lick down a man and cure up. And,
That's true.
And,
That's
and
true.
that
And the
kind-
man
and it's
died,
like,
yeah.
and it's like Trinidad
Yeah.
and the smartphone, the,
Yeah.
the meeting of
Yeah.
those two is something I don't think any other nation in the
Yeah.
Caribbean, maybe
In the-
save
in
for
the-
Jamaica,
Yeah.
has had that kind of level of content being born out of the streets now.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it-
A real grassroots, a real
Yeah,
grassroots content.
You're
Yeah.
seeing everything, and it's and
Yeah.
it's many times there's madness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Many times
yeah,
there's a lot
yeah,
of madness.
Yeah.
And the youths today,
Yeah.
when I was a youth, you know, you didn't.
And just to
really
tell you,
have to-
let me cut you right there. Just when I was passing here with from our line, 8 o'clock in the morning, going down Gasparillo Main Road, a man literally walking down the main road, stark naked. You understand? Naked. I was
Yeah.
if I said, and this man driving and stop and videotaping him, man. That, I mean, I just there like, what kind of madness is this? But these men stopping and
You had
causing
seen
traffic
too,
and taping.
You had seen too?
You understand?
Dread. I see a man
you
doing the
understand?
same, but that man I saw was doing that. The naked man I saw was naked up by the More Avenue side.
Right.
That road that comes, that you cut
But
off.
I mean, the thing is,
Yeah.
it's a young fella. Is you know,
Yeah.
is a fella who looked like in his 20s. I know if it's that he was drunk. You know, so
Well,
or
it might be one of those youths that me being from Gasparillo, one of those youths who are unfortunately addicted to drugs.
Okay.
Right? Because
He didn't look it though. He looked very normal and you know,
Well-
looked like he was just whiling it kind of way.
well,
you know?
some of them
Right.
that's how they
I
look.
hear you.
Some
I
of them
hear
that's how they are. And
Yeah.
I would also say that drugs, on the whole, that the drugs that were around and available when I was in university
True.
has changed.
Yeah.
Right? So now, you know, there was the weed, which
Right.
is now
It's now legal.
legal
Well,
to a certain extent,
decriminalized,
decriminalized, so we
yeah.
could blaze it,
Yeah.
big it up,
Mhm.
right? But pills,
Mm-hmm.
right?
What
Wasn't
kind
it-
of pills? Though?
You know, we talk about not prescription pills, but talking about things like ecstasy, MDMA,
Right,
and
right.
the abuse of prescription pills as
yeah,
well.
DMF. I think.
I-
it was, yeah.
No, DMF. There is some kind of
DMT.
government agency.
No.
No, DMT is not a pill. DMT is not a pill. DMT is a substance found in all living creatures.
Okay, but
And
big
it
is a
can-
drug
it
that
could-
big in the
it
States.
could
huh?
become it's a psychedelic drug. It's
Right,
more
right,
like
right,
LSD.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
Right,
Those
right,
things.
okay,
So
yeah.
those things are different. Those things are psychedelics.
Yeah, yeah,
But when
yeah.
you look at narcotics,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
and uppers,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
narcotics and uppers, the cocaine, the ecstasy,
Uppers, you say?
the MDA, yeah, the uppers. those uppers, they a lot more popular now than they were,
Right.
you know,
Right, right,
in 2005.
True.
By
true, true, true.
2015, cocaine and thing has become more mainstream with the younger crowd, with
Yeah.
people who are in university and I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
even with younger people.
And,
you know?
and I mean, personally, I feel a lot of it is a response to the stress. To me, I find it very stressful in a lot of ways. The traffic, the crime, the cost of living and whatnot. There's a lot of stressors in Trinidad. And I
Yeah.
feel, if you look at 10 years ago,
You know,
it didn't have that traffic. It didn't have
Yeah.
that level of crime. It wasn't that intense. So, you know, it's like you see almost like a inverse, what do you call that? Inversely proportional.
yeah.
1 on alpha, x equal 1 on alpha. Proportional.
It's literature I teach you no partner. Behave yourself.
He looked like he wanted the specifics.
Well, that's
why-
all the time in. That's all the
Yeah,
age
that's-
boys, not
so,
me.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Don't bring that
yeah,
by
yeah,
me.
yeah.
But with the stress of all these things you're talking about, I think that those stresses influence the family unit
Right.
or the lack of a family unit.
Right.
And then because of the lack or the stress within the family unit, then you have the move towards the drugs within the
Right.
younger
Right.
people. Because I don't think anybody who doing drugs as a young person doing it because of societal stress.
Right.
There's a lot of personal stress.
Right.
And the
Right, right,
societal
right.
stress
Yeah.
influences the personal stress.
Right. Right.
So
right.
you
right.
know,
Right.
you can look at it from a point of view of top come down,
Right.
where we could look at the fact that the way the country is mismanaged,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
The poor governance,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the
yeah,
lack
yeah,
of planning and infrastructure and
True,
these things.
true, true,
With
true.
the traffic, with the
Yeah.
lack of jobs,
Yeah.
right? With
Lack of vision.
lack of vision,
Generally.
right?
Yeah.
And we have unhappiness
Yeah.
within our homes,
Right.
right?
Right.
Because
right,
many
right, right.
people, they are facing, their backs against the wall, as
Yeah.
they say. And the thing
True.
about it is, even before
Yeah.
these downturns in the economy and
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
I personally feel as if Trinidadians do not take mental health seriously,
True.
no matter
true,
what
True. True.
eon or era or decade,
Mhm.
right? And today, on the last day of 2019, I cannot say that Trinidad and Tobago has really moved forward in terms of how we see mental health.
Yeah.
And I believe that we have a very serious
Mhm.
mental health
Yeah.
or lack of mental health epidemic
Yeah.
in Trinidad, because there are a lot of people who are, the ignorance which they when you see somebody, did you see the video of the woman ramming the car down point before the by the for the
Yes.
car?
Yes. That
What-
was a mad scene.
What now? I understand she was angry because the
Yeah.
the tent which she sells her
Yeah.
her
a
goods,
man,
whatever,
A man parking it or some kind of
pies
thing,
or whatever she
Yeah.
sells,
Yeah.
a man parking it and he refused to move. Now I understand all that,
Mm-hmm.
but for you
Yeah.
to take your
Yeah.
wagon
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And
repeatedly
yeah.
full frontal
Yeah.
drive into a car until the car is in a ditch,
Right.
right? Not to say
Yeah.
she just had one,
Yeah.
outburst and just drive the car into and crash it just out of anger.
Yeah.
She drive, hit, reverse, drive, hit,
Mm.
and it's like that is mental
Yeah.
instability. It is caused maybe by an acute situation.
Right.
But our country
Yeah.
clearly is a place where these things are commonplace, because that's not the first thing you will
Yeah.
see.
But I still want to put a pin in that.
Mm.
In that I want to bring some perspective on that as well. 'Cause a lot of people say that, right?
That's it.
Mental health.
Yeah.
We ain't taking it serious enough and whatnot.
Mhm.
I would say I going through the worst of that.
Mhm.
You understand? I suffered, I would say, after university, about
Mhm.
2 years after or so,
Mhm.
I was diagnosed with clinical depression,
Right.
right? So I went through it. You
Right.
understand? But I have belief in myself too.
Mhm.
You research,
Mhm.
you get to understand what it's about. You go to your doctor, you take meds and
You were
whatnot.
strong. You were strong in certain ways.
Well, doctors are
You
there.
found you found
To-
strength.
To me, for people to say there's limited or no support,
I wouldn't say it's that, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. And I commend you on sharing that with us.
I get a sense that people,
No, I don't think it's
Yeah.
that there's no that there isn't. You see, a lot of the problems we're facing, right, in this day and this fast-paced Instagram, WhatsApp,
right.
instant messaging, viral world,
right,
right? It's not that there aren't avenues, channels, and resources available for people who want help.
right,
It is that people do not know they need help.
right. So it's the first be able to pull back and see what they.
And people
me
in
go
Trinidad
and-
cannot pull back.
Yeah.
Because if you could pull back and then drive your car back and pull back, if that is the pulling back you're doing, right?
True.
If you cannot pull back and think about, well, I need to deal with this in a different way, and let's move away from the acute situations of people getting on crazy on viral videos.
Right. Yeah.
You have a person, they're going through depression,
Right.
they're going through anger management,
Mhm.
they're going through anxiety,
Mhm.
they're going through some form of addiction.
Right.
And people
Right,
are not
right.
people are not understanding that you can be addicted to things which we don't normally think are
Right.
addictions.
Right.
Right?
Yes. True.
And if we cannot understand that we need help,
Right.
or we are
Right.
too proud to say we need, if a
Right.
man,
I think it's that
If a
space.
man-
I think a
if a
lot of
man
it is to
cannot
get
say-
out of that ego space
yeah,
and be like, listen, let me look at what avenues of help exist, and look to see how you could get support or see how that could fuel some creative avenue because a lot of people don't know, J.K. Rowling went through bad depression. And it was that depression that people say fueled the what do you call the rates? The Dementors. The
Right.
Dementors. That whole character was from her depression.
Right, right,
And,
right.
the a lot of people say,
So
the,
there
the
are
Lord of the Rings, Nazgul,
right.
that was all for that as well. I could
Yeah.
say from writing, it does fuel, because you get a spirit to put those characters in.
Your
So,
books,
mm.
your books, are they published as yet?
No, next year. Next
They're
year.
going to be
It's,
published.
it's like 8
But
months to publish.
but
yeah.
there are a series of books already written,
Yeah, so I finished the second one. So I'm doing the third one now. It's 7 books
and they're
in total.
fantasy fiction.
Fantasy fiction, yeah, Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings,
Yeah.
C.S. Lewis kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
beautiful.
Yeah, but I mean, if you were to look like, so let's take the one where the woman ramming into this person. 10 years. I mean, it passed faster.
And and
It real
and
passed
the
fast.
amount of those kind of videos we see
Yeah.
in them 10 years, we have become desensitized to it.
That's right. I mean, we even reach a point now where what?
What about the
This
men?
year's
What
what?
about the men running through Guapo or Clifton Hill?
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
gunshots and rolling through the car park.
Yes.
What?
And then it makes you then think, and what we're saying on the podcast generally is that, now is very different from 10 years ago. You have access to the internet. You have access to
Information,
creation. You could create apps, you could create music, create video.
It's so much easier now to
it's
be
so much
creative.
easier to be creative.
But then what
that-
what is the biggest song that being made with the new ways of recording music quick as soon as something go viral they making a song about it. What kind of songs you hearing? If your
Well-
panty white, well, I show on it. And the next one colors
Yeah.
the next one Gunman in she hole
It's
she
good,
like
brother,
that, right? Gunman in she hole video went viral, right?
Right. That's the one with Philip Alexander. Where
Yeah,
where he was
that
like,
went viral
God, man, I fucking
within
wanted
a
it.
week,
Yeah.
right? The same Zessa rhythm
Right.
used,
Yes,
and you
yes,
have Gunman in she hole,
Yeah.
right? So people are being very creative, and I would say Trinidadian meme culture is one of the best.
Yeah. So, and I can say
Trinidadians
that across the
have a
world.
meme
Across the world.
culture.
Yeah.
We can
across the world.
meme.
Yes.
And we can meme very well.
Yes.
But-
Yes.
Again, as seen with all these things online and the making of everything into a joke, and I think humor in the face of tragedy and hardship is a very important thing.
Right.
But I get the feeling too that our creativity
Mhm.
and where we can go with it is becoming stunted
Right.
and dumbed down into these art forms of just having to,
Right.
Photoshop this here, make a joke about this,
Yeah,
make a
yeah,
song
yeah.
about
It's
this
just to get a
sensational
laugh
thing.
and then
Yeah, and then we are not really treating with any of our issues through art properly.
yeah.
And I mean that can be said across the world probably
Yeah.
with what's going on all over the
I-
world.
I'll tell you one thing though that I felt. I mean, 8 years after you in the work world now, I could say that we have to be mindful that we exist within a larger environment. There's this global space, and nowhere people waiting, people creating, people you know what I mean, moving to a different level, and they recognize the space in which they're going within, they're going into, and they making the effort, putting the emphasis on producing something high quality, which is what we seeking to do with this podcast. We go in at that level to make sure, it is at that space of competition. And, if you were to look back at the last 10 years, what would you say from a Trinidad's perspective? What stayed with you the most from a creation standpoint? Creative.
So you're talking about works of art,
Anything.
because you're saying creativity,
Yeah.
and you mean Trinidadian creativity.
Yeah.
What stayed with me the most?
Yeah. Which one you remember?
Well, I mean, when you think about Trinidadian creativity, you think about music.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I mean, I think at the turn of the century, well, not the century, the
Mhm.
decade, because the century was with
Mhm.
2000. The
Yeah.
turn of 2010,
Mm-hmm.
we had some really good calypso and soca.
Right.
Well,
Right.
calypso influenced soca, because groovy
Right,
soca
right,
became
right,
a big
right.
thing. I
Right,
would
groovy,
say in
groovy
this,
was born,
in
right?
this
Groovy was
in
born.
this decade, it has
Yeah,
been
yeah,
its
yeah.
strongest.
Yeah.
And with songs like Whatless by Kes and
Right, right,
Trini by Benjai and thing,
Right.
they brought this aura,
Mm-hmm.
this essence
Mm-hmm.
to the carnival
Right.
that was maybe missing
Yeah.
and was needed.
Yeah.
And I would say those songs stand out a lot to
Right.
me.
Right.
And of course, Marshall had a great
Yeah.
a great years, a
Yeah.
great decade,
Yeah.
as he
I
has
mean,
had for so many decades.
yeah. I mean,
And
he's
I mean,
always.
a lot of his
Yeah.
music, bangers and stand out.
Yeah.
One in particular is The Fog.
Right.
Right?
I
really love that
Zombie
song.
for me was one of the biggest.
Yeah,
that
and Zombie was
yeah.
the decade
Right.
before. I
Zombie
believe.
was before?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah,
Zombie
that-
was there when I was
Zombie
in
before.
UE, which
Yeah,
is 2003 or
Right.
something.
That's a decade before, because we went to 2010.
Oh shit!
You see?
It's 2010.
10.
Way.
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
You see how the time is a thing, you're thinking
I
as
swear, thinking.
today I put my list of best movies out on Facebook.
Right. One your list.
And people was saying names of movies, and I was like, dog, that's not this decade. It's like, serious?
Right.
I was like, it's not this decade. On my list, more lists coming up here since I put mine. People start to while it. The first one I have on my list, and it's not in any order, but is Inception.
Mhm.
Right?
Inception. Inception was,
Inception is a movie that
Inception a T-Fed kind of thing.
that people, a lot of people watch it and say that it's hard to understand. And I can understand why, but it's not.
It's not.
You just
no,
have
no.
to take certain things for granted in terms
Right.
of, like, okay, when they go into when they use the technology, they are dreaming together.
Right.
And then the dreams have layers.
Yes,
Once you
yes,
get
yes.
past that, and
Yes.
every layer is someone else's dream, because they're sharing. It's like group mind.
Right.
What happens when
right,
you take
yes.
psychedelics and so on.
True,
So it's
true.
the movie itself is a visual masterpiece.
Mhm.
The score is impeccable,
Mhm.
and the story is very strong, and the actual, the themes
Yeah.
and the concerns of the movie, and this whole thing about what is real and what is not,
Right.
the dream and the reality. At the end of the movie, it kind of left open-ended. You're not
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
if the
Well, that's
entire
Nolan movies. Christopher Nolan movies.
and
tends to leave
I
it
think
open,
that I think all Nolan movies that were released this decade are on my list, because I just
Avatar was this decade.
I think so, but that was a horrible movie. Oh, you're talking
Avatar.
about, oh, you're talking about not the last Airbender.
Not the Airbender.
Okay.
No. James
Okay,
Cameron.
no, that
James
was
Cam-
last decade.
That was last decade. Okay,
And
okay.
that was an overrated movie in a way.
Avatar.
Yeah, it was an overrated movie, because
right.
but it was a visual masterpiece.
Right.
And
right.
the themes were very strong.
Right.
But
right,
as
right,
a
right.
movie, it wasn't like anything. Like
Yeah.
the storyline wasn't anything.
Yes.
too new.
Yes.
It was like a
yes,
Disney come to life kind of way.
Right.
which is good.
Right.
But
yes.
I wouldn't put it up there with the greatest of all time.
Right.
Or as it has been a blockbuster greatest of all time.
Right.
I have Her, where the man fall in love with the OS. That's a Joaquin Phoenix. Ex Machina, which was my favorite.
Ex Machina.
Yeah, Ex Machina is
Yeah.
you know
Is that
about
anime, right?
no,
So I don't
I
know.
think that's Dios Ex Machina or something.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
something.
Yes.
Ex Machina is about this guy doing the Turing test on this AI, and it's just a great movie, and it has three actors in it.
Okay.
There's three characters in the
Right,
entire
right,
movie.
right,
It's
right.
based
Yeah.
on in a house,
Mm-hmm.
but the storyline and the acting and just the vibe of the movie,
Yeah.
and what it making you question.
Yeah.
It's such a strong movie. 12 Years a Slave, which was a great
I did see that one.
docudrama.
Yeah.
I'm big into horror,
Mhm.
so I have The Witch.
Okay.
I
I hear
have
Get
this
Out
movie,
was good.
I have Get Out as well.
Mm.
There's a movie called Drive with Ryan Gosling. It's like one of those movies where, like, he's like
Right.
this, he's like a
You know
no-
the Drive I remember?
Mm.
The first Drive that ever come out with Mark Dacascos and Kadima Harden.
me even know that one.
That
But
was
this
the
one-
first. I
this
was
one,
on VCR.
My uncle tell me Drive is on his top 10 worst of all time. It's the kind of movie, I guess, you either love it or you hate it,
Right.
because it's like mood heavy.
Right.
It's a
right.
mood heavy movie. But
Yeah.
one thing with me too, I'm a kind of sucker for movies where the music matches the mood so good
Right.
that I can't help but love it.
Yeah.
And like the score and
Yeah.
the actual soundtrack, because they use a lot of songs in Drive, and the
Mhm.
songs they use, and it has this 80s throwback, like this kind of like the neon,
Yeah,
neon
yeah,
writing and
yeah,
the cursive. It has,
True,
this,
true,
it,
true.
it has this whole 80s throwback, although it's based in today.
Mhm.
It's about this guy who's a stunt driver,
Mhm.
but he also does like things for people who deal
Right.
with the
Right,
darker
right, right,
side
right,
now.
right, right,
So he's
right.
a
True,
stunt
true,
driver
true.
by day,
Yeah,
but he's
yeah,
a runner
yeah.
by night now. You know?
Yeah.
There's Hereditary, which was
Mm.
one of the best horrors I ever saw.
Hmm.
It
Whenever I was
the actress Toni
like you watch
Collette.
it, Mario.
Yeah, Mario saw it.
Mm.
Like Toni Collette, her performance in that movie deserved an
Yeah.
Oscar or Oscar nod. Oscar nod at least. It
Mm.
wasn't because it's a horror movie and
Yeah,
whatnot,
yeah, yeah.
but like that movie, if you look at horror,
Mm.
that transcends horror. That
Right.
kind of movie.
Right. Right.
Right?
Right. Right. Right.
Because it's such a good movie. It's,
Yeah.
and the darkness that it shows is not merely that supernatural darkness, but the darkness that comes with mental
Right.
breakdown.
Right. Right. Right.
You know,
Right. Right. Right.
which
Yes,
is
yes,
also
yes,
in the
yes,
Babadook, which I saw as well.
yes.
And the
Okay.
Babadook is here as well.
Hmm.
I have a lot of movies, so I'm just gonna go through. There
Mm.
was Roma, which was released on Netflix, right?
Mhm.
But because of the Academy and Netflix and their bit of a war,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? And if
Mhm.
you and look the trailer for Hereditary going down there,
Mm.
I mean, just look at the scenes. You know, you could just
There's a horror.
yeah, let's look
Okay.
at. But look, you're not seeing anything too horrific. You're just seeing like,
Yeah.
but the mood.
Yeah. It's
In
one of
this
those kind
movie,
of psychological
yeah.
thrillers kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is like a psychological thriller, but
Mm.
it's like a psychological thriller for the first 3 quarters, and then the last
Why they
quarter.
showing the girl cutting off the chicken head or whatever that man see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
trust me, is a top notch movie, was
Yeah.
top notch. There's this one called The Lobster, which is a
Lobster.
trip, right? A trip. That's a real trip. That's a
Yeah,
height.
yeah,
You should watch
yeah.
that one. The Lobster.
What do you think about Joker?
I think Joker is on my list for sure. I think Joker, obviously, it's
Really?
a lot of hype. It's a lot of
Yeah,
hype. It was Joker was great. It was great because
Do you have any other classification above great?
I think it was phenomenal because what's
Yeah.
going on is that okay.
You're a Batman fan, like you know the comics and everything.
Yeah, well, my thing is that what I like about Joker is that if you were to take out the Wayne name,
right.
if you were to take out his costume and put him in like
Yeah.
black and
Right, right,
black
right, right,
paint,
right.
if you were to take away the word Gotham,
Right.
that movie would still be a masterpiece now
Right.
because it shows one man's
Right.
descent into
Right.
madness so perfectly,
Right.
right?
Right.
And it does not. You know what my brother told me?
Mm.
That is the first indie film to go to.
Oh, it was an indie film?
No, it's not.
Okay,
But
okay.
It's the first movie that's a blockbuster, but it's really like an indie film. Because
Right.
nothing about it is like a blockbuster.
True,
It isn't shot
true,
with any
true,
big.
true,
There's
true.
no big blowing up
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
place.
yeah. True,
there's
true,
no
true.
there's no big cast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, there's just Joaquin Phoenix
Yeah.
acting the fuck out of a role.
True.
Right?
True. True.
And
true.
it's pacing.
You
and
prefer
everything.
him to the Heath Ledger?
I think it's two different characters because the Joaquin Phoenix
Yeah.
Joker is vulnerable.
Right.
There's
right.
nothing about him which is maniacal.
So
and-
that's one of the
and
things.
The,
I mean,
the Heath Ledger Joker
right.
is there's no compare to
That to me
to
was
the strong
more-
Joker to the Joker that is
Right.
that is a
That is
scene.
so
You could
that,
never
that
touch
is the-
Heath Ledger.
Yeah. So
but Joaquin
Yeah.
is not that Joker.
right.
He is the Joker
The pre-Joker
before he
The-
became
yeah,
Joker.
yeah, yeah.
And in a way, as I say, it did not have to be based on the it did not have to be tied to the franchise.
Right.
You know,
right,
it
right,
is the
right,
first movie to be in it, and you know what is real remarkable? I think it's the first DC movie or something to cross $1 billion or some. It was some. They said
Really?
it was something. It was the first. It broke a record.
True, because
broke-
DC
it
was
broke-
never
it
there.
broke a record.
Marvel was
it
always
broke a
there.
record
Yeah,
for,
yeah, there
for
was-
something.
yeah.
It broke a big record.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that it broke that record when it is a movie that least
Yeah.
rides
Touched on
it
yeah,
on the actual
aligns with
with the actual superhero vibe.
Yeah, because for me, I mean, I know Batman from
It's
Year
shot
High,
like an
all
indie
it-
film,
Yeah, and it's not traditional DC.
right?
You know what I mean? It's,
Now
it's
the
not,
Nolan Batmans,
Right.
right? And the
That
Dark
is-
Knight Rises
yeah,
is in
yeah,
the list
those
because
are-
that was the last one to come out
yeah,
in this decade.
Yeah.
Right? Dark Knight with Heath Ledger was last decade.
Yeah.
But the Nolan
Venom
films,
wasn't so good. You ever see Venom?
Venom was just fun.
Yeah,
it was
Venom
good, but it
was-
could never be on a top
yeah,
list.
yeah,
It
yeah,
is a
yeah,
fun
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
It's not a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
The the Nolan trilogy
Mhm.
also scored points because it was much more serious. Basically,
Right.
it was like crime dramas.
Right,
almost,
right.
But there still was a lot of that blockbuster
Right.
pull to it with, the
Yes.
action,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
and the intensity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A lot of people who went to see Joker would have hated it.
Right.
A lot of Trinis as well, because it was too
Yeah. much
emotionally
heights.
driven.
Too much heights.
Right? It was too much based on too much heights.
Yeah.
Horse, that movie was heights. And it was and the way they shot it and thing,
Right.
and it made you question what in the movie was real.
True.
It made you
True,
question
true,
what parts
true.
of the movie, because
Yeah.
you get to realize that he was hallucinating and
Right.
enacting things
Right.
in his madness, and it makes you question what parts of that movie
Yeah.
actually happened,
Right.
and
Right.
and
right.
what
Right.
and what about that movie is he
Right.
is his
Creating.
is his
Yeah.
perspective trying
Yeah.
to throw us off.
Yeah, because they did portray Thomas Wayne they sort of demonized the character.
Mhm,
Where in all DC he's like this,
Yeah.
Lord kind of
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it was a very
It
different
was
spin.
subversive in that manner
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But I think that as with anything with movies,
Yeah,
the movie gets real hype because it's good.
Right.
So people will go on it will meet their hype
yeah,
expectations.
yeah.
So expectation is one thing. That's why I do like to watch trailers. I do
Right,
watch trailers.
right.
I like for movies I want to see. Like
Yeah.
right now, there's a Nolan coming out called what's it called? I forget
I
the
know.
name. It's a
What does he
statin
know?
statin.
You go get it. You go get it,
Mario
yeah.
pull it up
Yeah.
first. Right? There's a Nolan movie coming out, a new Nolan movie. The trailer is out.
Right.
It's supposed to be an espionage kind of film.
Mm.
I refuse to watch the trailer because I
Espionage?
love to go into a movie
Yeah.
and not know what the fuck I'm going
Right.
to watch.
Right.
Not have a clue. So that way now
Yeah.
everything is more novelty to me.
So which one in your mind? And forget genre.
And that's
all
why
that.
Ex Machina was so good to me, because I didn't
Right.
know what I was really getting into.
Right.
I hear it was good.
Right.
Went and watch it.
Yeah. I mean, but which one in your mind was your top one? Like this one,
that
you know,
would be hard.
for you,
That would be hard.
not
Horror,
separating.
Horror Hereditary,
Okay,
right?
so a horror film was your top one.
No,
to be
no,
there.
for horror.
Okay.
Hereditary.
Okay.
In terms of overall, like,
Yeah.
I would say the movie that I find myself looking at over and over for some reason is The Social Network.
Right. That's the Facebook one.
I really like that movie.
Yeah.
And that's just a drama.
Yeah.
In terms of psychological thriller stuff, type stuff, Inception probably.
Right.
Because the movies are so different.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I would say my top two was Heath Ledger, Dark Knight.
Yeah,
And-
but that's the last
That's the last
fucking
decade?
I keep
Oh, shit.
I keep
Shutter Island. That
Shutter
was.
Island was last decade.
Gosh. Well, it had done good this decade.
Right.
It had done good this decade.
Oh, look at I seen Murphy's Law here.
Right.
Interstellar was pretty good.
Interstellar was
That was
at
this
that-
decade.
Yeah. That was good.
Interstellar
That
was
was
pretty
good.
good. That's on
I didn't really
Netflix as
like.
well.
Interstellar was heights. Interstellar.
Arrival was
They
pretty
actually got this guy who consults for Big Bang Theory physics, Kip Thorne. He's a Nobel Physics Prize winner to consult on Interstellar. So everything on Interstellar they said is actually real as to physics.
But
right?
partner, it's a Nolan film.
Yeah, but
You're not. I mean, obviously, with a movie, you're gonna have to suspend your belief for certain things
Yeah.
to work out. But with Nolan and the kind of care he puts into his
But
movies,
no, but
you're
but
not
you-
gonna. It's not gonna be no jokey thing.
But you think some of those things were not real
if I think they
in
were not real-
Interstellar? Yeah,
well, I mean, it's a movie.
like the father. You think like the father aged because the father, didn't age and the daughter.
What do you mean? Like if it could really happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that could really happen because if you, according to certain theories, that is what will happen. You know, that's what.
I think it's interesting because
I'm not saying that I don't study it enough
yeah
to know.
yeah.
But
I-
again, suspending the disbelief and
Yeah,
so on.
yeah.
You know.
You saw Transcendence? That's with Johnny Depp. Elon Musk was
Yeah,
in that.
I was
as well, too.
disappointed by that.
Right. So
I thought that movie had potential, but
yeah,
the way it was filmed and shot, it
So-
had a strong storyline,
Yeah,
but
so-
it just wasn't a great movie.
yeah. So Elon then based this new company on it, Neuralink.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, I would want to get someone. Dennis came to mind. Big up Dennis. I don't know when he come in Trinidad again. To talk about AI because that really spoke to that.
I tell you,
You
if
know?
you want to talk
You
about
know?
AI, watch Ex Machina, partner.
Right. So
I mean, that's just for drama purposes.
right.
But watch that.
Yeah. So okay, so that's the movies. What about
There's
Netflix?
plenty more, but I can't get into everything.
Yeah, so let
Well,
me
some of
just,
my movies are Netflix movies, of course. But you know what
Okay.
series now?
right. Let me-
Number
let me
one
just-
series is Dark.
What?
Dark.
I never see that.
You never
You
see
said-
Dark?
I never.
Yeah, well, but now you don't have to watch.
It's
And Tenet was the film. Thank you, Mario. Tenet
Tenet.
is an upcoming
Okay.
action from,
Right.
and it's an action movie. You know, it's not
Okay,
like
okay, okay.
it's not like how Dunkirk was. You know, docudrama.
right.
Dunkirk was
Yeah.
was pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Dunkirk.
Yeah.
All Nolan made it
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Nolan.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
people had a lot of criticism for they criticized
Hey, now
Interstellar
I
a
think
lot.
more Black Panther. Black Panther was one of the best.
But not for me.
Ryan, what was the guy named? Ryan Cooling or whatever was the director? I was like,
Black Panther was good, but they're not on my best stuff.
Yeah.
No superhero movies made except Batman and Joker.
Batman and Joker. Joker is
Logan,
like the arch-
Logan right now are debating
boy.
if to put Logan.
Nah, I am a big
But
Wolverine fan. So
Avengers
yeah.
was good, of course.
Yeah. Avengers is the
Um,
second
Aven-
highest grossing
Aven-
movie
yeah,
in
of
the-
all time.
Of all time.
Avengers was good,
Mhm.
and what you just called, we just talked about Black Panther, was good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Aquaman was decent, decent.
After
Right? But all those movies, they're not really my thing to say that
Yeah.
I'll put it on our best of
Yeah.
list. They really have to, because my style, as
Yeah,
like the movies
yeah.
I talked about,
Yeah. Yeah,
I really need
understand.
a little more from them now.
Yeah.
So, and none of these Star Wars could make it.
a lot of people were angry
Yeah.
about that.
And
I
that's
know a Star
They-
Wars are tricky fan. but,
I'm
you
a
know.
Star Wars person.
Oh,
and
yeah.
my thing is that ever since the first,
You like the full setter.
it as a young boy,
Yeah.
it made it silver screen. They brought it back to
Yeah.
the theater.
Yeah.
They it had the 25 years
Yeah.
anniversary of Lucas putting all the
Yeah,
CGI and
yeah.
so it went back into the theater. So me
Yeah.
as somebody looking at it on video,
Yeah.
I was able to go and see it on the screen and have that experience my mom and them would have had when they were young.
Yeah.
And I get to see, A New Hope, Empire
Yeah.
Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, all on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
And those movies, they were the genesis of the Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
Just those three movies.
So
And they were called Episode 4, 5, and 6.
yeah.
And they were made with the intention that one day they'll make a 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
And
So
7,
you're
8,
looking
9.
forward to the new one, right? At the Rise of Skywalker.
No, I saw it already. It's
Okay.
out.
Oh.
It was no. And this is
Yeah.
my thing. Because of my love for the initial 3,
Yeah.
which is 4, 5, and 6,
Yeah.
With Luke and them when they're young
Yeah,
and
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Because of my love for that universe and being
Mhm.
that's a real thing that's captivated kids, that whole universe and thing.
True.
And it
there's a lot
captivated,
of-
it captivated the whole world at that time because
Yeah,
it didn't
yeah.
really have any
Yeah,
movies.
that's right.
And the funny
That's
thing
right.
is,
That's right.
nobody wanted to take the movie from
True,
Lucas.
true.
They
true,
thought it
true.
would be like some
Yeah,
corny
yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
which it is in a way.
Yeah.
But sometimes,
Yeah.
the spectacle of the movie
Right.
and what
Right,
it
right,
represents and the force and
Yeah,
the thing,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
it just and the whole universe is like
Yeah.
Tolkien, whole
Yeah,
universe of
right. That's
creatures
right.
and things.
That's right.
Like it was so powerful a universe
Yeah.
that it
It
sucks so many
takes-
people in.
yeah.
But I personally find that nothing
Yeah.
they ever brought out comes close to
Yeah.
the first 3.
That.
I
yeah.
I look at Star Wars now mainly because of like
Yeah. Just
I
a
had to show
nostalgia.
I kind of show my face.
Yeah.
I had to show my face,
So-
you had to show your face.
Yeah.
I had to show my face. So I still go and watch my Star Wars
Yeah.
and watch the opening credits and there
Yeah.
and see the words go slant upwards
Yeah.
and feel that vibe and thing
Yeah.
and hope for the best.
You hope for the
But,
best.
but I mean they and
Yeah.
I think with that too, if they could have found a way, to tap into this generation's psyche a little more.
Yeah.
Not to make it too serious, but still to make it a little more.
Yeah. Nolan
something.
need to make a Star Wars.
Nah, he
You
can't
go
do
for
that because then everybody could die and it'd be kind of sad and
Well, speaking of dying,
And if David Fincher do it, you wouldn't show where it starts and where it ends and at what
true,
point,
true. But I mean, so okay. Speaking of dying, so let me get into this series now because one of the
Dark.
biggest series.
Let me just talk about Dark for a
So
little
let me
minutes.
hear Dark. then,
Dark, you
yeah.
would love Dark.
Dark. Yeah, Netflix
You
series.
would love Dark, yeah.
Original Netflix.
You
okay,
would love
right.
Dark.
I'll check it out.
I'm not
I'll
going to
check it
say what Dark is
out.
about.
Yeah. No, I'll say. I mean,
I'm just going to
I'll
say
watch it.
it is a psychological thriller type.
Right.
Right?
So Dark,
And-
Dark
and
up
it-
there for you.
Dark is definitely the best series I
Right.
watch on Netflix.
There's one that's a really good concept.
There's a lot of good ones there, but that's my favorite.
Yeah.
I could have said with
Eric
Netflix, I have a
Orlando.
favorite. Movies, I can have a favorite. Netflix,
Right.
I have a favorite,
Right.
and the favorite is Dark.
What about Game of Thrones though? I mean, Game of
I
Thrones to me is
never
up
could
there.
have get into
You
it.
never.
It's good though. It's good.
It was good.
It's,
it was
it's,
good.
it's good. But
I
I
mean,
just
you
never,
have a-
I never could get into it. I
Yeah,
never,
I think
not
it's-
because of any fault of its.
Right,
It's
right,
just
right.
me probably not
No,
having
it's
the commitment.
either
It's
you
a commitment.
into that fantasy.
I mean,
you know,
right now I start
Dragon.
Witcher and I still trying
I
to
didn't
get
I
into
didn't
it.
watch it. I hear
I
some
started-
good things about
But no,
it.
watch my into Lord of the Rings and thing, you know.
Mhm.
I
You read them books?
I can't say I read all the books.
I barely make it through
I-
the movies.
right?
so
I,
yeah.
I've been in the books.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have them home.
I had the books, but I never read it. you
But
know?
but I love the movies and I love the universe and thing, and I like fantasy fiction.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, my taste's not
Yeah.
too steeped in that
Yeah.
as much now.
Yeah.
But the thing is that with Game of Thrones and thing,
Mhm.
I personally find when I watched it, it
Mm.
was just a little. I felt
Hard around the edges.
no, I
kinda.
felt as if I was stupid because so many people watching this thing,
Right. And you just
so
not
many
getting
people
it.
people love it.
Yeah.
And the language and so on is so steeped in, like,
Yeah.
if you want to call it
King Arthur.
Elizabethan or
Yeah. So
whatever,
Arthurian.
or King Arthur, whatever, that
Mm.
antiquity now.
Yeah.
And I said to blasted Trinis who does don't know the ash on the elbow, and Game of Thrones. So I say, well, like, I's a dance. That's when I realized what they like is the bacchanal and the sex.
Right.
And
Okay.
then
Okay.
when I
okay.
started watching more, I
Yeah.
say, oh,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
bacchanal and sex thing.
Right.
That is what
right,
people,
right.
because I was really trying to get every
Right.
detail now.
How far you reach season one?
Season one, I think I
Right.
did that season one, and I was like, it was good,
Right.
but
right.
I find at the end I was like, so much people. in
Yeah.
this- But you know, you have to commit.
Right.
And I
yeah.
didn't- I didn't
It's a
commit.
commitment thing. It's a commitment.
But I
thing.
do know that if it wasn't for bacchanal and sex, that show would not be a big hit with the
Right.
Trinis the
Right.
way it was now. Especially the sex.
Yeah. I mean, I
But it's
think
good.
I think
know it's good.
HBO just push it over
But-
the edge.
but-
I mean,
but-
when
but
you read the books, it's not that.
But
You know.
here now,
Yeah.
you watch it, right?
I watch it.
But you
The-
watch
the
you
last-
watch all? You
I watch all.
Well,
I
watch
watch
me.
it.
For somebody on the outside,
Right.
you know?
The
And-
last
and I
few
tell
seasons
everybody,
weren't good.
I let everybody
you
know. I let everybody know. Enjoy the last season and all the hype for it. You know?
Right. Yeah.
I wish I could have enjoyed it all, but
Yeah,
I can't. 'Cause I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I not reached.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
But then I saw the fallout and everybody's real mad.
Okay.
And I from a distance watching it and saying,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
I thought
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
have a
Yeah.
nice
So it
thing.
was how it ended.
Everybody was real pissed off.
Yeah.
And
I think what it shows is
Do you-
people generally prefer to watch TV than read books.
Mhm.
You know, because
But-
everybody was absorbed in the last and how it
but
ended.
why did they not like it?
Well, from season
without
5,
saying the actual details.
Right, so from
what
season
did you say
5
didn't make them like
right?
it?
So from season 5, or season 6, there were no more books to support the episode.
Which is good in a way.
George Martin only reached
the-
book 5.
Because the
and
series
then
is
the
so big.
writers-
The
yeah,
series
and
is
then
so
the
big that
writers
you don't really have spoilers.
Yeah.
So
So what you find is that the first 5 seasons was very well thought out.
Mhm.
Because George Martin, I mean, he's our boss long time.
So is it that the writers of the
the
show
writers of the
didn't
show
know
is
the fuck
what
to do?
yeah. So
So
they were
Martin didn't help didn't write the show.
no. He was just
But he just
there,
collecting
but
a check.
he was collecting a check. You know
So
what I
wait,
mean?
so as
So the
soon as
last
so
few
as soon as the
seasons didn't
book's
have
done,
books. Yeah.
So
So they picked him up.
shitty.
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh.
he got picked up after the 5th book because they were like, listen, this is something HBO would like. It have sex, it have violence, and that kind of thing. But when you read it, it's not over the top. But don't get me wrong, tip my hat to D.B. Weiss and David Benioff because what they did, they basically made it into a script, the books, and into a very good visceral script. So
But when they didn't have source
but when they
material
didn't
anymore,
have source material, it's like shit, boy. So it went in a set of directions. It was like, you know, when Cersei kicked not Melisandre,
whatever she named,
wherever she name is,
how she named,
off the thing, and when Kit come and kill Dragon Lady Daenerys in the end, it was gosh, shouldn't I end like that? You know what I mean? But
yeah, was he Breaking Bad?
but the scenes, no. I hear a lot of good
Breaking
things
Bad is
about
good.
it.
Breaking
Yeah.
Bad is up there, but
That's HBO as well, right?
it was AMC.
AMC.
It was
yeah.
AMC, and then
And-
it went into Netflix. Well, it's on Netflix
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
You can watch
right,
it on Netflix.
right.
That is a top line.
Yeah. I mean, I
look at
heard
Better
so.
Call Saul, which is cool. That's still going on.
Yeah.
I look at I love Stranger Things because it's a kind of
I was
easy
never-
watch.
Yeah, I was
It's
never
an
a
easy watch
Stranger
for me.
Things.
I don't watch it because it's the best thing on earth. It's like
Yeah.
one of the few things I can watch and say like, this not going to be life changing, but I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah, yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
because it has a lot of
I-
nostalgia for the
Yeah.
80s
I-
and it just has some likable
Yeah, yeah,
characters
yeah,
and
yeah.
I love the score.
Yeah.
Again,
Right,
I'm a
right, right,
sucker
right,
for the
right,
score.
right, right.
And I
And
love the score in Stranger Things. That
yes, yes,
synth
yes, yes, yes,
score.
yes, yes, yes,
I
yes,
just
yes,
love
yes.
that.
I mean, the best series for me. I mean, very few people will agree with me, but the best series in Netflix for me was Castlevania.
I never saw it, but I know I watched it.
Castlevania
That's based
was
on the game back in the
on
day.
the game, but it was a really
Obviously,
well done
obviously
Dracula.
they will
Yeah,
do
it was
more
a
with
really
it.
well done Dracula series because I watched the movie Dracula, which was rubbish. But when
It
you
has so
come to
much. The only one that
yeah,
was decent was Bram Stoker's, and that wasn't even great.
right,
It was just a great cinematic
yeah.
masterpiece.
So and Castlevania was really well done. The persona of Dracula himself, they brought it really well, and I think it's about 8 or 9 episodes, two seasons, and the quality of animation was really good. So to me, I would say that out on Netflix
It's
is
a kind
like
of
the
anime,
standout
right?
one.
Yeah.
But it
Anime
was
style,
really
anime
good.
style
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, I still say though, 'cause I mean, I am a anime fan, so I would
So
say
you like
that
Bleach and all those kind of
nah,
things.
I don't know,
Naruto,
nah.
Full
So
Metal Alchemist.
nah. So then I know really anime.
I don't watch any. I just watched
So-
Kenshi, and that was it when I
Right,
was
Kenshi
small.
Kenshi to me was one of the best,
Yeah,
one
well, I
of the
watched Kenshi when
groundbreaking
I was
ones.
small.
But I would say this decade, I assume the best one was
You're taking your word for it, nah.
Airbender, Avatar Last
That
Airbender.
had to be last decade too.
That's last decade?
It might have finished this decade.
Nah, man. But
Nah,
that one
It would
was
have
so
started
deep.
last decade.
It
and
was the
finished-
first one. It was the first
It would
one
have started
after.
last decade, and then Legend of Korra ending is this decade.
Yeah, but that
and
was
thing.
rubbish. Legend of Korra was rubbish.
I hear that was
Dragon
good.
Prince.
Again, me I know nothing.
Yeah, Dragon Prince was rubbish too.
Me I know nothing.
But that first one was really well done,
Who's
and
the
it was
best
the
reggae
first.
artist of the decade? Chronix.
Nah, boy.
Who?
Stephen Marley. I would say
Stephen Marley.
Yeah, you see, Stephen.
Yeah.
Stephen have he did really good producing Revelation,
Yeah.
Tree of Life, and Fruit of Life,
Mhm.
and he really came into his own at a time where people were still just longing for Bob. Him and Damien, but Damien came for a more sort of raga vibe, and for
But
me,
Stephen has a more purist vibe.
he have a more purist vibe, and he would have done quite a few singles. He even did some songs with his son Joe Musa. Joe Musa actually came out with some good songs as well. Comfortable to me is one of the best. You know what I mean?
Joe
Joe Musa. And he have Stephen Marley have one Ghetto Boy. Ghetto Boy is a real, you know what I mean? So you can see
What was the name
kind
of the
of
big album? Revelation or something? right?
Revelation.
Yeah.
Revelation was a big one.
Be-
Chronix was good. Don't get me wrong.
Chronix was good,
Chronix,
Chron- I think
Eternal
I think
Fire,
what, I think what Chronix has going for him is that he's a kind of poster boy for a kind of
reggae vibe.
a kind of reggae vibe and a kind of youthful
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
kind of one love.
Yeah,
He does. If you notice too, I kind of notice in his songs he has his consciousness there, but he never gets
He has
too
his own style. Yeah,
and
he
he never
has his own
and
style,
because of
yeah.
his appeal he never gets too militant.
Yes.
per se,
He
I think.
stays very,
Right.
very. He chooses to be very sort of in between.
in between
you
in
know?
order to probably for the music to reach ears that
Yeah,
that
yeah.
probably
I-
don't know.
I-
But I mean he has his he has
He has
here comes
his,
trouble,
yeah,
here comes the
yeah.
danger.
That's right.
You know, he has
and
his
you
songs
have
too.
the Eternal
That's
Fire.
Welcome the Rasta
you know what I
Youth
mean?
Soldiers
Yeah, the Alpha
in
and
Selassie
Omega.
Army. I mean, he still has his, he still
that's
has
right.
his thing and Alpha Omega, you know,
yeah,
Good and Terrible.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
mean,
That's right.
I,
So you still have.
I would say for me,
Yeah,
it's him
Chronix.
because I don't
Yeah.
listen too much.
Right,
And I
right,
didn't
right.
get a chance to really pyong the glass gong or the,
Right,
or the
right, right, right.
Stephen.
Right.
But Stephen Mind Control
Yeah.
and Welcome to Jamrock, you know,
Yeah.
those two.
Welcome to Jamrock was this decade.
No, last.
That was last
And Mind
decade.
Control as well.
Right.
Mind
right.
Control
Yeah.
is Mind Control called
Mind
right?
Control was the first one.
Yeah, Mind Control and Welcome to Jamrock, those two albums, you know,
Yeah.
they define
Welcome to
last
Jamrock
decade.
to me
Yeah.
was
Oh, that is a
you know
definitive
that is
record.
yeah
That's
that
a
is-
definitive
that is it.
record, a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
record.
Yeah. The
It
man
has a
had-
mix of, it has pop appeal,
Yeah.
it has grit,
Yeah.
because it starts
Yeah.
off with the speech and
Yeah,
thing, and
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it,
yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know, it
Well, he
is
knew.
a
He
great-
knew. It was
is a
you could-
great album.
Yeah.
It's
You
a
see how to
great
produce.
album.
Yeah.
It's a great
You know. And what do you think about because platforms changing too, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, back then you still go and buy the Welcome to Jamrock CD,
Mhm.
you know. But
Oh,
now
CDs no more. CDs
is,
happen.
you know,
It's all Apple Music, bro.
right?
I have Apple Music.
Yeah.
That's what.
What
I
do you
use.
think about that? Is that good for artists or good for
Well, let me just put it like this.
we don't have a choice?
We could much can be said.
Right.
Much can be said about you know that whole
Yeah.
scene with, you know, the music industry has always been a fucked up industry
Right.
in terms of how the artists,
Yeah.
what they get from
Yes, yes,
the
yes, yes,
product.
yes, 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 yes.
It's probably worse now
Mhm.
because of the fact that you don't sell physical copies of things as much anymore.
Right. Right.
But this is the time we live in.
Yeah.
People don't have time to
Mhm.
not don't have time, but
Mhm.
you are not going to walk with 100 CDs on you. You're
Right,
going to
right,
walk,
right,
but you are
right.
going to walk with thousands of songs on
Right,
your
right,
phone,
right, 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 right,
right?
right. Yes.
And
yes,
that is the
yes,
world we live in now.
Yes, 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 yes,
and
yes, yes.
and
So you have to move with
and that
it.
is what you have to move with.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing, that is a whole episode by itself.
Right, right,
and we,
right,
we
right,
can
right,
do
right.
that. But I would say that's how it is. It is a good investment
Mhm.
to like
'Cause
how,
it's-
like
it's
like
pay per
like
stream,
how,
right?
No,
You get
oh,
pay per
you,
stream.
you mean for the artist?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You
pay
get
per
pay
stream,
per
but like
stream.
it's like fractions of a cent per stream because you have to have millions of streams to make money.
Wow.
You have to. It's like YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
yeah,
pay
yeah,
per
yeah.
view
Yeah.
almost in a way. Once
Yeah,
you
yeah,
once
yeah,
you get
right,
monetized,
right, right,
and
right.
only when you get millions of views, you
Yeah.
you're getting something.
You get
So-
$100.
So with that being said,
Yeah.
I would say that from a consumer point of view,
Mhm.
just like how we have Netflix, that
Yeah.
someone is paying for the account. It
Yeah.
might be you, maybe your uncle, or
Right,
whatever,
right,
and
right,
you-
right,
you-
right, right,
whatever, and
yeah,
you have
yeah,
just
yeah.
one of the people to watch.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
The point is that with Apple Music and Spotify, which is not really available here in Trinidad, you have to use a VPN and whatnot. So Apple Music is my choice.
Right, right,
Right?
right, right, right.
I would say that the same way Netflix, you don't feel hard to put out a few dollars on your credit card for that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't feel hard at all for
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
Apple
yeah,
for like
yeah,
at 8
And,
US
and you can
because
do it for the year, right? It's like 60 US for the year.
probably I think so.
Yeah,
But the thing is that I would say 90% of artists, and again ballpark figure,
Yeah.
90% of the artists who are out there, with their music out there, trying to make a mark, trying to get people to listen,
Yeah.
or just huge or whatever already.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have their music there. So
Right.
to be able to pull up any song at a high
Yeah.
quality at any point in time is a very,
Yeah.
is something that's priceless almost for me.
Right, right, right,
You
right,
know what
right,
I
right,
mean?
right. Yes.
Because
yes,
it's so
yes,
important to me
yes,
now to
yes,
be able
yes,
to hear
yes,
music
yes,
like
yes,
that.
yes, yes.
And be able to get it. Now obviously
Yeah.
Bob is not on Apple
Yeah,
Music.
that
The,
frustrated me.
the Beatles only recently got on because you see
Okay.
the Bob
Is that right thing?
yeah, no. It's like this. Bob
Mm,
and the Beatles
mm,
and Tool recently
mm.
they recently put their albums up on Apple Music,
Right.
and every album they put up from all their old albums cracked the top 10 one time because people
So why
eat it
wouldn't
up.
Bob Marley
Right.
do that? Because
Listen,
he has
listen,
an estate,
listen.
right?
now Tool is still a functioning band. They came out with a new album, their first album in 13 years, right? They didn't come out with an album for 13 years,
Right.
They bring out an album and I say, okay, time we're gonna bring out a new album. We're obviously gonna put it up online. So I guess you're gonna pop all the old ones online too.
Okay,
And when they
okay.
pop everything, everybody's like,
Yeah, right,
so
right, right, right,
listenership
right, right,
for
right,
those,
right.
right?
Right.
Because they are bound with a rabbit following like Radiohead
Right,
and all
right,
those
right,
kind of
right,
bands,
right,
right?
right, right, right.
So but why didn't they do it before?
Yeah.
It is because their brand is so strong, and
They didn't need it.
and Bob and the Beatles and so on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The thing is it's like Disney Plus now.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
They
yeah,
said, what I could do with my thing that I could get people to come to. So in other words, what they would do more is sell the albums and the vinyls and the MP3s on iTunes or wherever,
Yeah.
or sell them
Yeah.
on their platform probably.
Right.
Maybe not
Right,
even iTunes.
right, right, right.
They'll sell it because remember, selling on iTunes was one thing.
Right.
I think iTunes itself is kind of stopping. I think they're stopping iTunes itself too. What? It's gonna just be fully Apple Music. Like they're not gonna have like before it had Apple Music. You used to have iTunes where you go down and buy the album now.
Right,
You actually buy
right,
the album.
right,
But
right,
no, you
right,
don't
right.
buy the album. You subscribe for the
You
service
subscribe and you get everything.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the point is, people like Bob them with their big catalog and they're like
Yeah.
a Disney of their own. Remember Tough Gong and all this kind of
right,
thing.
right, 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 right.
They probably were studying how best they can monetize their own thing for themselves,
Right.
cut out the middleman.
Right.
So
okay.
the Beatles,
okay, okay,
the right,
okay.
and then with the rights and everything too, right?
Yes, true,
So the
true.
Beatles and these kind of people, the Beatles recently got on because
Yeah,
they know
yeah,
they had to make that kind of okay, we're gonna
Yeah.
make the decision.
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
imagine these.
Because there's only two of them alive now. Is Ringo and Paul McCartney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
'cause
they
George
will
Harrison-
probably just sit and
Yeah,
be like,
but you
okay.
see, the funny thing
but
is,
they're
yeah,
on such a different level
yeah,
of money.
yeah.
They, you know what I mean?
exactly,
It's like,
and like when the Beatles have to make a decision,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ringo and Paul is just two on a table of probably 20,
Right.
because it started off with four men making music,
right.
but because of the commercialization of the
Yeah, yeah,
product
yeah.
and how
Different people
big
get
they
stakes in
became.
it.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like how Michael Jackson bought their music from them.
Right,
That
right,
was a
right,
big
right,
story.
right,
When he
right.
told Paul, I'm going to buy your music. You understand?
Yeah, yeah,
And he's like,
yeah.
Paul's like, well, you know, why
Yeah,
you
yeah,
man buy my
yeah,
music?
yeah.
Boy? And he really buy it. And he had the right state because,
Yeah,
you know, because again, the music industry
yeah,
was such that back then, they given them four fellas who just want to make some tunes, right? And be on their heights. They giving them a deal. But in the
Right.
deal, the publishing belonging to the Apple was the name of the recording thing. Not the Apple we know of. Our next Apple, right?
Is that fair though? I mean, I was talking to some guys from World Bank down in the Pacific, and I was telling them like the deal with the book. When I sign the book, you literally get 10%. So if you sell a book for $10, you get $1. And I was talking to them about music, and they say music is similar. You know, is that fair? Well, I guess that's probably why they went to make
Well,
Tough
this-
Gong and all of those.
and-
They
and-
were like,
and-
listen, this is
and this is-
ridiculous.
and it
You
re-
spending so much energy to create this
It,
thing.
it really comes down to how informed you are and
Right.
how much you understand up to
Right.
the,
Right,
the
right, right.
status
Yeah.
quo of the industry.
Right.
And like again with Tool,
Mhm.
when they were signed, they made sure to be signed to a label
Right.
which would give them full creative control. So no matter how much money they got from the label,
Yeah.
they might have gotten less money than if a big label took
Right,
them.
right.
But
right.
that big label will say, hey, what we're giving you so much millions,
Right.
how many board meeting? We
Right.
want blue on the album cover.
Right.
We
Right.
want
Right.
this.
Right.
We want or to put
Yeah.
this on there. And they was like, none of
Yeah.
But you had to
yeah.
make those choices. And remember,
Yeah.
in the business world and people and
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
musicians
yeah,
and people
yeah.
they just want to sing their song.
Yeah.
Sometimes they doesn't even know what they want on the
Yeah,
album cover. They
yeah,
don't even
yeah.
care.
This movie that recently came out yesterday, you all saw it? It was one
Yeah,
on where the Beatles were forgotten
I
and
took
this
my
guy.
father and
Yeah,
family
that
to
one
see
was
it.
good. That one showed
My
a lot
uncle
of
and
those
my
things.
auntie and
yeah,
them.
yeah, that one
Yeah.
showed that same
How we had to
concept.
sit down and
yeah,
thing,
and
yeah.
they was
Yeah.
like he wanted this cover, and they were
Yeah.
like, no, this is the cover.
Yeah, because remember he was a small fry,
Yeah,
and he don't know really.
Yeah.
And remember it wasn't really in the movie; it was really
Yes.
his songs.
Yeah,
so he didn't have
yeah.
as much of a input
Yeah.
in what the people asking him, well, "What make you write it?" Well, he said, "Oh, I'm not too sure." But that was a nice, fun movie. And the thing is, that the Beatles, their music is timeless.
Yeah.
Bob music is timeless.
We have any
You know.
timeless artists now, boy?
No, not on the mainstream music
Yeah.
charts.
Who?
On the mainstream music charts. On the mainstream music
Bruno
charts.
Mars?
On the mainstream music charts, we have probably some timeless songs.
No, I wouldn't even say that, Jared, because you see.
Let me just to be democratic.
No, but
Mario's saying it have. I would say yes, maybe, but I would say when you compare timeless,
to me comes part of a movement. So Beatles were a movement, and George Harrison took it to another, stratosphere with the whole Hare Krishna thing and whatnot. And so it was part of a movement. You know what I mean? Bob Marley was a
let me
movement.
Let me test it.
So I mean, I don't know anybody since.
What song from the 2000s is timeless? That because a lot of, let me say 10 years is enough time to gauge it.
Right.
So you said
The closest thing to our
2000,
time.
1, 2, 3. What from that era? Now, obviously, with music,
Well, we're talking from we
a big
perspective.
thing.
I
It's
mean,
a big thing.
People will
But-
be vexed, but
so
I
when
mean,
we're talking
from
about
we
timeless, we
perspective.
don't talk about from a universal perspective. We talk about mainstream. We have to talk mainstream. We
Right.
have to because for
Yeah,
we
right,
for
right,
we touch
yeah,
on
yeah.
thing timeless.
Right,
Touch
right,
was
right.
no big
Yeah,
superstar.
I
right?
am that I am.
So let me say we're looking at the mainstream.
Right.
What song that was huge in the 2000s is a timeless song?
Jay-Z Magna Carta. Without a doubt.
That wasn't a big hit.
That was huge.
Magna Carta,
That was
Holy
that was
Grail.
Holy Grail, yeah.
That's
Not the
timeless
Justin
song.
Timberlake one. You want that?
No,
Because that was at the time. That was when
no,
he
that was
just
him and Justin Timberlake. Magna Carta, Holy Grail.
really.
That was him and Justin Timberlake. What I'm trying to say is, like, okay, so like how we have songs like
That's why I say to. I mean, them song was big, but
that timeless. Although that was a pumping disco song back in the day. This song, although it's a pumpy song,
Yeah.
a mainstream song, I will survive, and the song survive. Right, this song will survive.
Right.
Magna Carta and these kind of songs. The biggest
was the
song,
biggest Jay-Z song.
I would
that
say
year.
the song that he was involved
99
with.
Problems. I think
I
probably was one of the
would
days.
say the song he was involved with.
Right.
That is an anthem today
Right.
is New York.
Right, but you would say that's his song, Alicia Keys. I would say
No,
Alicia.
but she sing it's his song. She just sing the
Yeah.
she just sing the chorus.
I think
What I'm saying is,
yeah.
right?
I would say
For-
99 Problems. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. 99 Problems with Mad Trini.
Really?
No.
New York. But
New York with my Angela Hunt.
Angela Hunt is a Trini.
Yeah.
I know she mother is a Trini.
No, she's a Trini.
Two parents is a Trini.
Yeah,
Oh,
she,
shoot.
and she's a Trini, but
Yeah.
she's not like many Trinis. She's not
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
She's a Trini.
Okay.
She's a great artist, Angela.
She's
Hunt.
a great artist.
and
She's a great
and
artist.
she was involved in one of the best songs at the end of last decade, beginning of this decade, I think, with a electronic group called Magnetic Man.
Magnetic Man.
I need
What's
air.
on? I
is
Need
the name
Air.
of the song, right?
And we
and
can
the
and we
song-
can rock that song.
and the
We'll
song-
get take off YouTube if
And
we rock that song.
yeah, no, yeah.
No, but even
you
if
will,
we play it,
because
even if we play
Magnetic
it like
Man,
in the background.
at time I play a Magnetic Man on my SoundCloud and I mix
Yeah.
and I get it on because of the Magnetic Man song.
Oh,
So them
shit.
have them write something
Yeah,
real
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
but Angela Hunt is a real talent.
Mhm.
You have to understand too. So out of the songs Jay-Z involved with,
Mm-hmm.
Empire State of Mind is the only one that is a timeless anthem in my books because it's the only
Mm-hmm.
song you'll hear being used at any juncture for some kind of thing to do because of the New York now.
Yeah.
So
I-
is that kind of New York
That was
anthem?
this decade?
No, but I'm saying like last decade.
Okay,
And
last
it
decade,
lasts
right.
till this,
No, you're saying
and it
recent,
lasting,
yeah.
it lasting to this decade.
Yeah.
So you've seen timelessness there.
Yeah.
But look again, we fishing.
Yeah.
Mario, what we have?
I mean,
Let's
Welcome
go.
to Jamrock was big too. You know?
Oh, we have Poker Face don't play no more. Right? What we search here? What we call it? What we call
Lil
it?
Jon.
What we
Lil
call
Jon,
it? Best songs of the 2000s. What
Lil
it
Jon,
was?
Lil Jon and Usher song
Let me
was...
go back to the top. Go back to the top. Go
Jesus.
back to the top. Go back to the
Really
top.
fishing, but...
Go back to the top. Okay. Best songs of the 2000s. Go down. All right. So we're going from 100. Go up.
Damian Marley, Welcome to Jamrock.
Well, for Caribbean people, it is.
Gorillas. Yeah, Gorillas had that feel.
Some
Good
of
was
these
alright.
things. Now, Poker Face. I think a lot of that.
Poker Face,
Okay, let's look at it.
Pyramid song
All the
dropping
old
like
Lady
this one.
Gaga songs, they don't play anymore. Anyway.
Lady Gaga never really...
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
good
she's
songs.
talented,
All
don't
these
get me
things are
wrong,
good
she-
songs. Mario,
Yeah,
go
see,
to the
Do
top
it
10.
off your shoulder.
See if you can find the top 10.
That at 99 Problems was the two biggest ones. Yeah, that's right.
Right?
That's right. Do it off your shoulder was huge.
But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying
not
is, do
Christina
we hear
Aguilera.
this song much today? If it's not
Radio.
playing much today, then it's not
Yeah.
timeless. If you play
Yeah.
it, that's one thing. But
Yeah.
if you don't have a Empire State of Mind, you will hear because it needs to be used for that New York thing in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
New
yeah,
York
yeah, yeah,
movies
yeah. Yeah,
and
yeah,
the kind
yeah.
of thing. Remember, right? Yeah, I don't really think much.
Michael Jackson was this. This is it.
Okay,
the
so
most recent
Eminem.
one.
Okay, so we need number. Let's see number one. Niles Barkley, Crazy. Yeah, that I could say 99 Problems number 2. Okay, so
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Beyonce, Crazy in Love. Have a
Nah,
thing.
boy, Beyonce.
Hey, yeah, have a
Yeah,
thing. Paper
he
Planes,
was, but
kinda.
yeah, really.
Seven Nation Army became timeless because it became our football chant.
Okay, but then people,
Oh,
but then
right?
people will say, "Who let the dogs out?" Is timeless too. You know, that was football too. you know?
Right? Yeah. So
Eminem. Yeah.
so I wouldn't doubt, right, that now Hurt is a timeless song.
yeah,
Hurt is one I will. Now all these songs I really like. Jesus
Kanye
Walks
West.
is a big one.
Jesus Walks
Cry Me
was
a River
good.
is a big one.
You hear his new album? It's not bad, you know.
It's not bad. It's not
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
at all.
Scylla.
Nothing Kanye does is bad.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
a top
Scylla
player.
and Follow. Yeah, that was
No,
those two good
plenty of
ones.
these songs timeless for me.
Right.
But are they timeless for,
Hey, Coldplay boy.
for the
Coldplay.
culture? Clocks is a timeless,
Yeah.
not a timeless song.
Nah, for me, the most recent one he did with Beyonce, that one was real good. But I'll give that one
I
props.
don't like new Coldplay.
Really?
I don't like it. I don't like new Coldplay.
You don't like that one he did in India?
I don't like
with
new
the-
Coldplay. I don't like new Coldplay.
That was good, boy.
I just don't like new Coldplay. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I like Coldplay up to like X and Y, Viva La Vida around there.
Right.
But you see their first two albums, Parachutes and
Yeah.
and what is it called?
Scientist.
No, Parachutes and The Scientist is on Rush of Blood to the Head.
Mm.
Right? Rush of Blood to the Head is the name of the album now.
Mhm.
You see those albums with Scientist and thing?
Mhm.
That is Coldplay for me.
Yeah.
You see this thing with I want something just like this, or that kind of thing. And that is not that's them like U2 and all these bands trying to keep
Yeah,
current
keep relevant.
and keep like Linkin Park when Linkin Park do a lot of things like you know
Yeah.
like I mean it's fine,
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
relevant
yeah,
and
yeah.
thing, but for me
Was
those songs ain't timeless.
Was it
The
list
Scientist is a
most watched
timeless
ones?
song.
Was it
The
most watched
Scientist
one on
timeless.
YouTube now? Because I mean, it changed now, where it's like views on YouTube now, right? You know, that's where things
You
are.
know
What-
what would
what's
be
like
good?
the most viewed?
In a
What's the
30
most
years?
viewed ones now?
in a 30 years I go check all your back and we go see which song
I sure Baby
is
Shark.
still
I
out.
sure Baby Shark on the list. You understand?
No, when it comes to views is a whole
yeah,
different thing.
most viewed.
Views is a whole different thing, and views don't have to do with timelessness because nothing in this viral culture is timeless. Everything is a quick thing.
Despacito. Yeah, that one real went down on serious. Down on serious. That's the original one or the one with the one with
Despacito.
or the one with Justin Bieber.
Despacito. That
Ed
song
Sheeran. Psy
a
Gangnam
airworm.
Style.
But
Psy Gangnam Style was real
but
went
look at this.
3
Look at this.
billion.
Who
You can
sing
imagine-
Despacito?
They say Luis Fonsi.
But who's that?
Me, you know.
Exactly. So if you are the biggest song, right, and nobody know who you is, what that say about when long
Yeah.
time when you hear a song and you know who the man is
Yeah.
and how he's looking, how he's dancing. And,
All right, let
you
me
know,
watch it.
it's such a
Who's-
different
Who's
time.
number 2?
It's such a different time now.
Shape of You from Ed Sheeran.
That great song,
4.5 billion.
That great song. I'm in love with the shape of you. And
It's not his best song in my- in-
No. But as a banger, it's
Yeah.
a banger.
Yeah, but yeah, it's all right.
Despacito, I don't like it, but it's a banger.
See You Again, Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth.
That's it's been a
Yeah,
long... That's because of the man dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Rest-
don't
rest in
just say it.
pe- rest-
Let me
rest-
just say it so, but
no,
you know.
because of that.
Yeah.
Because of- but rest in peace, Paul
Yeah,
Walker.
yeah.
But because he died, the song got big.
Pink Fong, who is that? Oh, that's Baby Shark.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Pink
So,
Fong is he people
yeah,
do it?
imagine that. Yeah,
Baby
4.25
Shark, no,
billion.
I mean that's an heirloom for the kids. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Masha and the Bear recipe for disaster. I don't know what
What
is
is
that.
that?
Uptown Funk. Like, look, my boy today, Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars. That's a big song.
Yeah. Gangnam Style.
Style.
Sorry from
So
Justin
these are
Bieber.
the what we're reading out here, people. These are the
Most
top
watch.
viewed songs
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Most viewed. How
Right.
much views the first one have? Despacito.
6.58
billion.
billion. What people doing with their life? Like?
Despacito.
Yeah.
I would say the only song in the top 10 that I think is a great song is well for little children who want to feel like real, you know, like inspired. Raw by Katy Perry is good for them.
Oh gosh.
I would say
Counting Stars.
I would say
wasn't
the
bad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The Sorry I find is the best song there. The
Yeah.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
I find that that's a
You're a
top-
believer?
That's no,
You're
I'm not a
believer.
believer, but I think that's a pretty good pop song.
Yeah. I
And
would go.
you know why I like it too, Horse? It's a Caribbean song.
What is that Caribbean song?
Sorry, it's a Caribbean song. It could have Omi Makano could have sing that. You know?
Yeah.
It's just it's not Omi Makano. Kimba Sozano, sorry.
Kimba
Yeah,
Sozano.
he must sing. He must singery.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like you know, like I mean, like come now,
Yeah.
man. Like you never listen. The Sorry is a. It, it is a Caribbean. It is a Caribbean song.
Yeah.
When in terms of the style.
Yeah. I mean, music now so different, huh? I mean,
So I would say that song because I like this song and I like the fact that it was so,
yeah.
like it make
yeah.
me feel like you're not listening to a Caribbean song, but it was a
Yeah.
worldwide hit. It was it's one of the biggest things. And
Yeah.
Skrillex produced it, I think.
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
think Skrillex played a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
part
yeah,
in
yeah,
producing
yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
Skrillex is a top notch. And I mean, Diplo would probably be involved too. And
Yeah.
you know, thinking
So-
out loud. Well, oh God, that is wedding is. Ed
Yeah.
Sheeran also
Ed
get
Sheeran.
irritating because he said the right song
Yeah.
for wedding.
Yes.
He said the right. He realized.
Yeah.
He
Well, he's
realized.
a heights man.
He realized. Watch me. Wedding song
Yeah.
is my thing. So then he come with the I've got enough
Yeah.
for me. And I was like, partner,
I actually-
cheesy as fuck,
I mean,
yo.
to me, the only song I really liked with him was the one he sang for
A-Team.
No,
I
for
find A-Team is his best song.
nah, for
And we just on
the
upper hand.
Battle of the Five Armies, with Smog,
Okay. Well, nah,
Rise of Fire.
no,
or
well, them
something.
thing is heights. Them thing is
Yeah,
heights.
Rain
Them
of
thing
Fire.
Is,
No,
yeah,
Rain
them
of
thing is
Fire,
heights.
yeah.
Them thing
Yeah,
is
that
heights.
one, because that one delved into like traditional folk
Yeah,
Irish songs.
no, that is
and
heights.
it was
And you know,
good.
he's Scottish
know?
or something. He's Irish. Irish, right? Yeah.
So
Yeah, when we look at
it
that
was,
ginger, he's
what's
Irish.
the name of that song, Mario?
Whatever it name.
Yeah,
But it's for Smog.
yeah, it was.
For Smog and them. Smog
Yeah.
and them. It's all for Smog and them. I mean, like, let me just.
But
you know.
it was it was some heights, you know what I mean, and it like he put some good production to it, and
Yeah.
you know, it bring that out now, you know. So yeah,
And we have Dark Horse by Katy Perry, pretty good
Yeah.
song, you know.
Yeah.
Do you wanna
Hello,
play with
brother.
madness? Hello, Adele. Hello from the other side.
Shantae from Shakira. I never hear that song before.
Chantahe. Well, I must be big on that side of the world.
Probably because they are big, you know.
the Chainsmokers, all their songs are the same thing, and the dun, dun, dun.
Megan Trainor, all about that beat. That's crazy.
And she have some kind of family who's some soca thing, or she
I hear that talk.
something where
Yeah, I really
she
hear that
was in a
talk.
soca. She family this place soca, or she from some fucking heights. Like
No, she said she inspired by soca music or
because
reggae music.
Because her uncle and them was up in a soca
Yeah,
band. Or
yeah, some
kind of
craziness. So
thing.
yeah, I don't know how.
What is this?
What you playing here, boy? That not even English, you know.
Yeah, but let me go on that.
Let me go on that. Let me see
go
what
on
is
let
that.
me go on
That is what? Mat Power T.
That is something
That is
in-
Russian.
in Russian, I believe.
Play pony music now. We can go get a hold for this one. You know, it's like Russian. So
Okay, they fill in.
why?
We need to hear the music.
No, but pony
we,
music.
we can't get music through that.
Yeah, unplug.
Okay, we ending.
This is 2.3 billion.
Okay, so there's a kind of Beatlesy kind of thing going on in the background.
What I What?
Take off the volume for your boss ears with that eggshell thing there. This is some kind of eggshell video from Russia. If anybody want to check it out, its name
yeah,
I
but,
can't say it because it's in Russian and I don't want to be a fool.
but this go come up in the video, so they'll be able to see it and
Yeah.
probably copy it and
Yeah,
search
yeah,
for it or
yeah.
something because you can't even know what you're searching for. But I have some friends from Uzbekistan. I would tell them to give you a translate.
Yeah, well, this is news to
And
me.
see
This
what
thing
you
is
see.
how much views, brother?
2.3 billion. But you see, here what it is the point I'm making. You see,
Well, it's
from
something
some-
big on that part of the world, probably.
Yeah, well, you see, where does make you think, well, stop playing the ass now,
You see
because
that song, number 30?
eh,
That's a big
this is
tune.
what you came for, Calvin Harris.
The beat in that is...
Yeah, I ain't really
Is-
sure about that. I never hear.
That's... This is what you came for.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was it was catchy.
It's real catchy. I mean,
Yeah.
when you hear it in a good
Yeah.
system, Calvin
Yeah.
Harris produces really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What was I know you are a rock man too. What was the biggest rock? Because the biggest rock for me is
rock changed
Yeah.
big time. Rock changed
well,
in this
well,
decade.
recently in this
What
decade,
happened
yeah.
was that the 90s and the 2000s
Yeah.
was dominated by rock
I will
was,
call,
first of all,
let me call my one. Let me call my one and tell me if it make it sense, right? Deathlock,
yeah.
Muster Kraken.
Yeah, that's from the cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is how I end up and
that
that
metal
was
band,
that
but
was
they on Adult
big.
Swim.
Yeah, that one was
Yeah, that is
it's like
them
when you
there.
hear that you just
Yeah.
play the one with anyhow, it's the same thing.
But we wouldn't even
Yeah.
hear it now because Mario got us boss.
Yeah, well no,
drum
boss
there.
it now, boss
So-
it on,
Boss drum too one
yeah,
time.
boss it now,
Yeah.
boss it on.
Which
yeah.
one? Bloodlines?
Nah, Musta Krakish.
We had to go down for it.
Awaken, that is it, Awaken, go on.
Musta Krakish.
Yeah, I just know
Yeah.
it was the Krakish. Pull it out there, pull it.
So you wait, Shankar, you watch the cartoon?
The Bat Metal?
No, that clock.
No, I never watched the cartoon, but you ever see Bat Metal? Yeah, well, play, look for Bat Metal forever. Look
Yes,
for Bat Metal
I
forever.
know Batman.
No,
yes,
Rocket.
yes, I know what the man,
Yeah.
the Batman moving with the big lip and thing and he get
Yeah,
up crazy.
no,
yes.
but that, you probably see the first one. Play
No, I
one
see
with
a
it.
few, I
Yeah,
see a
you ever see
few.
the one with us?
I see a few.
Yeah, that one was high.
Oh, so they use this for that. Right.
This was the last one, so to me it was the best one.
Right, yeah.
No, not Bat Metal. Yeah, forever, right.
Oh,
And he tried to
so it's 'cause
revive the Joker.
because of
and
the
thing.
Bat Metal,
So
you
go
know
to
it.
about one
and
minute
he's
in or
move kinda-
something.
He's move kind of mad.
Nah,
Maddy.
come back. Yeah. Right, that good. Yeah. Pull out that. Yeah. And to me, I mean, these guys from Russia, Ari Base, I think was them.
Who making it?
Yeah, they do
Yeah, but they're
some
wild.
good. Yeah, them and real different. So a good quality animation.
Yeah.
And like they sync it to the song.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. They use the Deathlock song as a death metal song. So it's,
Yeah. But it
And
works
it's-
because some
and
doesn't
it's
work.
comedy now. It's comedy.
Yeah.
It's real comedy.
But it's how
So
play it yourself with it.
what going on? Relax yourself now, boy.
Yeah, that good
This
one.
man,
This one real bad.
they go see it. They go see it. Don't worry, go put the link for them. It's on the real wanna see.
Yeah,
You-
Musta Krakish.
He
What
real,
was that about?
real wanna see.
What?
I think he like Batwoman more than anything. Or Batgirl.
Yeah.
So with rock, right?
No, because I was never into it
This
until
is, but,
yeah.
but look at this. You know
Yeah.
a rock song because of a fucking Batman comedy
Yeah,
video.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's the level it reach.
Right.
Now, what happened with rock
Mm.
is that
Mario
rock
pause
rock
the
music.
video at this point.
Mario is distracting
The
this man.
distract. Play,
Yeah.
no, well, that will make it better, Mario. Thank you.
Right.
Yes.
So the the mainstream music scape,
Yeah.
right? Rock music was a big part of it.
Yeah.
And it catered towards edgy listeners.
Right.
Kids.
Right.
Of course. Is the,
Right.
the biggest listenership for music is kids.
Right.
Teenagers and
Mm.
right? For charting music.
Mm.
Right? What happened was aggressive guitar music, which started with Nirvana and stuff.
Mm.
Aggressive guitar music had a
Nirvana is smell like Teenage
yeah,
Spirit or
yeah,
something. You know?
yeah, Smell Like Teen Spirit, right?
Mm.
That's 1991,
Mm.
right? From that point onwards, there was a space for aggressive music with guitar,
Mhm.
like Death Clock and thing,
Right. Right.
Maybe not so. That's more death metal.
But
so
but
that
Deathlock is an actual band, or they just
yeah,
did it for
no,
Adult Swim?
it's a band
Right.
that makes music for. It's like the Gorillaz. They make music for the cartoon. So
Okay.
they,
Gorillaz
it's-
is good too. Gorillaz have some good
So
stuff.
so what happened with rock is that over that 20 years,
Yeah.
from they say 1991 to
Mm.
2011, maybe I'll before that too, like
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah.
Rock had its moment. So
Yeah.
you see, and I mean rock as in hard rock.
Yeah.
So you seen Korn and Limp Bizkit and all these kind of things, Papa Roach and Linkin Park and all these things, had Marilyn Manson, all they had mainstream success.
Mm.
But as with anything, with any industry, certain things happen, the fall of MTV,
Mm.
and then things just not being cool anymore.
Right.
Guitar oriented aggressive music is not popular anymore.
Right.
What is popular is bass heavy music.
Mm.
So you have trap and things like that, rap.
Mm.
And all the rappers, they have tattoos and they have piercings and they have long hair and they mosh and they trash out and they stage dive. So what happened was that the same energy that was needed to appeal to edgy kids, right, is still there
Right.
through electronic music like dubstep
Right.
and well, dubstep had its little moment in 2010 to
Right.
13 and thing.
Yeah.
Basically trap and rap. Well, trap is a type of rap. Trap music, that is where the edgy people are now. That's where the edgy kids listen to. They listen to that, and the whole culture. So it has to do with the whole how people talk and things. Because like
Yeah.
back in the when they say dude,
Yeah. Yeah.
what take dude now?
Yeah.
When Israel say dude, what take the word of dude now, bruh.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It
In
used to be-
America.
It used to be
yeah.
dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's bruh,
Right. Right.
which is a more hip hop kind of thing.
Right.
It used to be
Right.
you used to talk about something being like awesome or cool. Is it now it's 100, it's 100. The whole culture is more hip hop based now.
Right.
When they say something is real gnarly. Like skater talk now, that's gnarly. It's like no, it's lit. Now it's lit.
Yeah, no, it's
so
lit. Yeah,
all
it's
the and now and skate culture. And look at your boy. Look at this crowd. This is
Travis Scott?
This is Travis Scott. This is Travis Scott at a festival, and this is just like what's going on in the concerts. And this is like what you get from Korn and Limp Bizkit and all these guys back in the day, right? So it's a change of sound. What was the distortion is now taken by sub.
Right.
So it used to be distorted guitars. Now it's sub bass, which is very heavy as well. Because when you hear these songs, it's all about the right, and that resonates. And
Yeah.
so what happened was rock fell off, and the space that rock held in terms of edginess is taken now by a certain brand of hip hop, and that's only like only goes to show what happens generally, because rock itself was born earlier since the Beatles and thing, and it wasn't as heavy, and then more and more genres of rock were born, and by the end of 3 decades later you had heavy rock.
Yeah.
Hip hop was born in the 80s.
Yeah.
And then as hip hop progressed, now you have heavy hip
Right.
hop.
Some
And-
people say rock and roll started with Elvis.
Yeah, well, and no, it started with Chuck Berry and his black people, which
Okay.
is
Right.
what
So,
Elvis
yeah,
got it
yeah,
from.
yeah.
And now Ray Charles and them do rate Elvis because they say he good, but we
Yeah.
was better,
Yeah.
just we wasn't
There's,
white.
there's actually a documentary on YouTube now where there's this guy who goes to Ku Klux Klan's meetings, and his thing is that he goes to all the white supremacist things and is their friend and whatnot and thing. But he was talking about that. He was
Yeah,
saying that,
yeah,
rock and
yeah.
roll started
With black
from
people,
black
yeah,
people,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and they were like,
The guitar is as a slave instrument, and the blues,
Right.
guitar, the rock and roll is the blues, and the
Yeah.
blues was in Delta,
Yeah,
and
right,
it was
right,
all
right.
about. And then there's this dread documentary on Netflix about Robert Johnson, I think is his name, who sold his soul to the devil. So the devil thing about rock, the devil thing, or rock is devil thing, starts since blues, and I since men just going.
Right.
Since that they're saying, well, that man selling their soul to the devil to get them because they used to play so good and thing.
Right,
now.
right, 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 right,
How they
right,
used to
right,
play
right.
the guitar,
Right.
and there's all this folklore and
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah,
the inverted devil's fifth and all kind of the note they using and thing. And but my thing is that that with rock now. So when I listen to rock now, the rock that is more popular now isn't a heavy rock. It's called what they call indie alternative rock, and it's not the same as the alternative rock from the 90s.
Right,
But
right,
it's
right.
still guitar based. But overall, the only bands that really still interest people are the ones that were front runners and won't like
Right.
following the crowd. So like
Right.
they will still have good rock music coming out.
Right.
But again, like every other form of music, because of the vastness of the internet, you can find it. Is it on mainstream mainstream charts anymore? No. So for me, the big bands still, Tool came with a new album. Tool top notch stuff. Glassjaw still around there, top notch stuff. There's bands like the Dillinger Escape Plan broke up during this decade here, but there's top notch heavy stuff. 9 Inch Nails is still together. They are around since the 90s, top notch music. But to say new,
Well, I'm not gonna say.
but
I
to
mean,
say
who's the new guys
No.
that coming up? The 9 Inch
I
Nails,
don't
the-
know because
the
I still
Damian Marley,
I
the-
still listen to.
I mean, Chronics and Protege, pretty new.
No, they knew, but
You know?
but if you ask me about rock,
Yeah.
there are bands like Code Orange and thing I like, but to say that
Yeah.
I can see who's the new up and coming big thing
Is
in
it that?
rock,
Is it that
and
people?
rock so vast,
Yeah.
you can't really tell. So because it's like so many subgenres, you can't
Well-
really say who's the next big
well,
thing because there's
so-
no
so-
bigness to be
So I was watching
aspired
this.
to.
So I was watching this interview with this guy, from, gosh, who did the song with Jay-Z, the rock guy who died,
Chester Bennington.
Chester Bennington. So they were
That's
asking
Linkin Park. singer.
Linkin Park. Jesus. So Linkin Park, they were interviewing him and asking him, well, why is his music changing slightly? And they were saying, is it that
I knew he committed suicide, right?
yeah. So he was saying that, is it that people just he was saying that he gets a sense that the rock fight people just aren't as angry anymore. There isn't much to be angry about. And if you think about it, I mean, back then it was it was slavery, it was Holocaust. It
Well,
was,
he said that over. Can I get
that
sidetracked there?
the interviewer was saying that he found that rock music isn't there isn't any new intense groundbreaking
No.
music, and he was saying, is it that people just aren't as angry anymore?
I that has to do with the market,
Right.
Shankar. That has
Right.
nothing to do with it doesn't be angry anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be angry about.
Right.
And there are a lot of bands that are angry. Like if you ask Brian for 10 angry bands, he'll give you one after the other. Because Brian is a punk rocker. He's a
Right.
hardcore punk rocker.
Right.
And he will be able to name them because that's his music. That's
Right.
that's his box. Right?
But-
so and
but-
these are new bands. These are bands
Right.
that are coming out today.
But are people singing about like the Hong Kong riots? Are they singing about
But they'll find their music on the net. You will
Right,
find it on
they're
you
not
will find it on a
mainstream.
chart.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
find-
yeah,
There's
yeah.
a world of music out there.
So is
You know,
it
there's
is
a world
it
of
is it
music
is
out
it
there.
that mainstream music is controlled?
Yeah. Yeah, it's industry and it's control.
And that that freedom of
but
speech
you can
is not
you can
incentivized.
break through
Yeah.
now with YouTube and things quick,
Right.
easier for yourself.
Right.
But when you set trends in the population and trending,
Right.
trending is
right,
a word
right,
now.
right.
Setting a trend continues. And our trends can change.
Right.
But the trends that have been set for the industry right now,
Right.
you look at the biggest views. Is there a rock song there?
True.
Is there an
true,
angry song
true,
there?
True. Is
There's
like
not a rock
what
song
is
there.
what is
There's
what
not
what
an
is the
angry song there.
stance? What is the
there a
social
conscious
stance?
song there?
True.
Right? And when I mean conscious, not even reggae conscious, but is there a song that has a message that has to do with something like, let's say, Heal the World, or
Right.
let's say, like those songs were huge hits, Heal the
Right.
World and so
Right.
on, right?
But you
Right?
see the question is it that those artists were already mainstream and that they then just decided to do
Yeah,
a
well,
slightly conscious kind of,
yes, yes, definitely.
you know,
But look at these artists here.
yeah,
All Justin Bieber did not get big with Sorry. He
right,
got big
true,
with Baby maybe 10
true,
years before.
right,
Or
right,
8 years before, 5 years, I don't
mm-hmm.
I really don't know. But I can't see a song there that is comparable to say um a Bob Marley Exodus
Yeah,
or to a Nirvana Rape
yeah,
Me
yeah, yeah.
or to
Nirvana, what?
Rape Me. Is that
That was
anti-rape?
our song.
Yeah,
Okay,
but like is that
uh,
one of their songs that they release?
right,
And of course it's Jaren and he named Jaren,
right, right,
but
right.
he was a outspoken
Yeah.
feminist.
Okay,
You
okay,
know,
right,
so
right,
like
right,
he up and because of his style of writing and thing, it would have like a satire to what he's
right, right,
trying to
right,
say
right.
now.
I understand. I
You know,
understand. Yeah, yeah,
these are mainstream artists.
yeah.
You know, when Bob released Iron Lion Zion and these kind
Right,
of things,
right, right,
you
right, right,
know,
right.
these songs were hits.
Right.
And these songs carried with them a certain message. Now we have Waka Waka here, which is time for Africa, which is very nice. But if it wasn't for the World Cup, we wouldn't have Waka Waka.
Right, right, right,
right?
right, right, right. And I mean, if you think of like, okay, one of the breakout artists that I had last year, I would say was Cardi B.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, do you think
Last few years, yeah.
last few years?
Yeah.
I mean, Cardi B. What do you think about her music? I mean,
She's pretty.
you
Yeah.
know, I mean, because it's now,
she raps
yeah.
her rap.
Some people say
Style-
it sort of resembles Kodak Black. You know. Style.
Oh no, well, Bodak Yellow
Yeah.
is look at the name
There's
of
a
the
play
song.
on it.
Yeah, look at it. So she used a flow from one of his
Yeah,
songs
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
But I mean,
But,
I would say that she talented, huh? You know
No,
what I mean?
she's
To be able
talented.
to, you know,
She's-
because she did all this. She worked hard.
I think
Yeah.
no, I think she's a dynamic personality.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I
Mm.
think that for this culture that we in now, you
Yeah.
know, like she is one of the people who's
Yeah.
a front runner of the culture.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just like Nicki Minaj is and
True,
was.
true, true, true.
Um,
yeah.
But at the same time, they aren't the kind of talent to say like they like a Nina Simone or they like
Right.
or they're like a Madonna or they're like
I'll tell you-
I would say the closest thing we have to those kind of people is like a Beyonce. You
Right.
know? And more so Solange.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Solange is Beyonce's little sister who
Yeah.
people don't really know
I mean,
about, but she's
it's-
better
it's-
than Beyonce in my books.
Is it fair to say that music nowadays is really a mainstream game?
No,
and,
always,
and rather than,
No.
you know, timeless, it's people not there anymore.
no,
and
music
it's,
was
you know,
always a mainstream game.
Yeah.
It was always a mainstream game as soon as commercialism of the 70s, 80s came
Yeah,
around,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But with that being said,
Mhm.
the zeitgeist or whatever at the time, you were able
What is
to
zeitgeist?
inject.
What is zeitgeist?
Zeitgeist is the default thinking of the
Right.
population at a point in time.
The status quo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the customs and norms and traditions and thing. I would say that in times gone by, you would always have to have certain styles, sounds, words
Mm,
to keep it poppy,
mhm,
to keep it going.
mhm.
But there was always that avenue for things to be deeper.
Right.
Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon,
True. Mhm.
stayed on the Billboard 200, which means the sales chart, for 900 and something weeks. It stayed on the chart.
Yeah.
The album itself is a journey
Right.
through
Right.
sound
Mhm,
and
mhm,
through lyricism,
Mhm.
music, emotion.
mhm, mhm.
It came out in 1973. The Grit of Nirvana in 91, right? The Heart of Mali,
Mhm.
right? The experimentation of you bringing it? Yeah, bring thing now, man. Which one you want? I'll take the Coors Light, yeah.
Mhm.
You want Shandy?
Mhm.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say what in the bottle. Sorry for the plug. I didn't mean to plug nobody. I'll keep it like this. The soul of these artists, you know, who all gain mainstream popularity. Around the same time, you had Mariah Carey in 91.
Mhm.
You had the 80s pop stars like the New Kids on the Block and thing.
Right.
You had all of them around while you still had people who were no signal. Nice small thing. Nice small thing.
Yeah, we go edit.
Oh,
Yeah, you go edit
there we
and
go.
run it. Right.
I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. Right.
Mm.
My point being, there was always space and room for heights.
But
There was always room
Right.
for heights.
So-
And today, the difference is
Yeah.
that it's still the same game,
yeah,
but there's less room for heights in the mainstream
right.
music charts.
Right.
And that is,
And-
I say that without any
Yeah, yeah,
reservation.
yeah. Right, right,
Nothing
right.
is
right,
wrong
right.
with having any poppy songs, but there's
Yeah, yeah,
less
yeah.
room for heights. There's
Right.
less and less room for depth
Right.
and height
So
and width and everything
so
like that.
yeah. So I guess we give volume. So we,
Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
give a more space for volume.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
for heights, and that's what we're trying to afford here.
And
You
that's
know
what
I mean?
that's what
So
we're about here in the
that's what
Heights
we're
room.
about
And I
here.
mean, it was a beautiful
Yeah.
experience to go
Yeah.
through this decade to
Yeah.
see everything that happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we could have talked more about politics and all
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
things,
yeah,
but I mean, let me end it off on a
yeah,
nice
yeah,
note.
on a good note, you know.
You know, I talk about things I love today. You
Yeah.
know, my music, my
Yeah.
film. You
Yeah.
know, and just culture on the whole.
That's right.
And that is really and truly a lot of the things I'd like to
That's right.
leave with
That's right.
with the
That's
with,
right.
with the
Yeah.
with the viewers,
Yeah.
our listeners, and this is
Yeah.
you know this is our podcast
Yeah.
that we
First of many.
first of many that we
Yeah.
want to put. If you liked it, you know, be sure to share.
Mhm.
Be sure to follow us
Like.
on all social media platforms.
Comment too. Comment on what you
Yeah,
want
we want
touch
to hear
on.
what you
We
all
will
have to
deal with
say.
it. Yeah.
This is really our room.
Yeah.
You could come in.
Yeah. That's right.
It's a virtual space. At the end of the day, you're seeing us on the screen right
That's
now.
right. Come on, get the
Engage
heights.
with us. We are here to engage with you all. Okay, so on behalf of the Heights Room,
Yeah, you
we're
done.
gonna wish you all a happy new year.
Yeah, man.
2020, plenty for 20. Signing
Big
out.
things coming.
Cutter here and my boy.
Caribbean Yogi. Bless up.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.